In this video, I will show you how to sublimate a graduation stole using rolled paper and a small heat press. Click File, go down to Print. Once the dialog box opens up, select your printer. Go down to Paper Size and select Manage Custom Size. Here, take a screenshot so that you can see my user-defined dimensions and input that for your print. Click OK. Now, I flip my design horizontally from here so that I can see it over to the left of what it would be when I print. These are my print settings that I use. I do not select mirror image here in the dialog box. Now you can select print. The design is now going over to the printer. Now we will prepare our paper for printing. I do not leave my paper on the roll, as this will eventually cause issues for your printer because the printer is not designed to print from roll paper. So to avoid putting stress on the rollers, I cut my paper down to the size that I have selected, which for this one will be 13 by 37. So create a straight edge so it does not jam in your printer. Now we will go over to the printer to print. As you see, the light is flashing. That means the printer wants me to load the paper. I load mine from the back. I take it, I drop it in a couple times just to make sure it is in place correctly. Then I place the excess behind it. Do not roll it up. Do not bend it. Make it so that it's an even flow for the printer to pull it in. Then I follow the dialog boxes to start the print. This will take some time, but allow it to print the entire design. Now we will verify what we have printed will be suffice for our stole. So just lay the stole on top of it just to double check your work. We don't want to waste substrates if our design is not within, so double check your work. Now fold the design in half, creating a seam, but don't press down too hard on it where you end up smearing your design. So just a light fold to create a crease so that we can cut it in half. Now take your scissors and run it down the seam, cutting the paper in half. Some will teach you the taco method for pressing, but me personally, I do 2 press per side for the stole. I do not leave my image as a flat image pressing on each side. So I always cut mine right down the middle. And again, you can go back and double check your work. Now we will start to press. I use a press pillow when pressing my stole to ensure that I get even pressure on the stole. I put my press platen down just to ensure the pressure is on medium pressure. You don't want firm and you don't want light. Medium pressure is perfect. Now lay down your blowout paper so that your ink is not transferring over to your press pillow. I do a pre-press on my stole at 400 degrees for 5 to 7 seconds to get the moisture out of the stole. You want to do that for the upper half and the lower half. There's butcher paper hanging over, but the stole is not sticking out that long. I just always use extra paper. Now we will go and put the design with the stole. I use adhesive spray on mine to ensure that the design sticks to the stole. This is Pro Spray Adhesive Spray from Condi. You want just a light mist and spraying well above the transfers so that you don't have splatters. So a very light mist. Lay the stole down on your transfer and just press down to ensure that the stole has attached itself to your transfer. Now we will go over to the print. Now we will cut off the excess that's up at the top so that it does not transfer over to the other side of your stole. And you would do this for both sides. Now we will proceed to the press. Now at the press, you want to lay it down and take the side out that is not being pressed. So that will be hanging off the side. As you can see, it's out, but you will cover it with blowout paper. Hold the end that's not being pressed so that your stole in the design will not slide off of the press. So you want to kind of have it at an angle, or you could use a piece of board. But for me, I don't use the board, I just hold on to it. And we're pressing 400 degrees for 60 seconds on the upper half. Once that completes, you want to open your press slowly so that your design in the stole does not lift up, while still holding the edge that's hanging off. Carefully slide everything forward so that now you are pressing the bottom half of your first side. Again, 400 degrees for 60 seconds. While holding the side that is sticking out, release your press slowly. Remove the transfer, and there you have your first side complete. Now we will move on to the second side. When doing the second side, you want to ensure that not much of the first side is underneath the press, while also covering it up with your butcher paper. Again, 400 degrees for 60 seconds for the upper half and the lower half of side 2. While the bottom half is pressing, I normally cut off the top half that has already been pressed. This just eliminates possible ghosting or any issues that could happen from it being overpressed or anything. So just as a safety, I go ahead and cut the paper back. Here is the final design. If you have any questions, please comment below, like and share, and watch out for other videos.